Good Wednesday morning. It is January 17th, 2018, and we are going to do a quick backyard orchard update. So, I made a video last March about what was going on in my home orchard, my backyard orchard, and it's been many months since, so let's just show you what's going on. Okay. It's been really cold so far this winter, which I like. I appreciate. We had 2 really warm winters in a row. This one's been really cold so far, and I tell you, the trees and plants have been appreciating the coldness. This is my Ison muscadine. It finally made it all the way to the top, you know, of the wire. However, didn't go anywhere. Just kind of stopped right there and stopped right there. So that's about the extent of it, but hopefully this year we can get it down the wire on both sides. Okay. And this is my Terra. This is a bronze muscadine, scuppernong, that sort of thing. It's almost at the top. It's got about another 8 inches to go. This one is not very vigorous, and from what I've read, it's not very vigorous. It takes a long time to grow. So, that's okay though, it's got time. Okay, this one here is a Fry seedless muscadine, a red seedless muscadine. You know, the first variety bred that's seedless. It's fairly vigorous. It made it all the way to the top and about couple feet. Didn't go anywhere in this direction, but that's what we're going to try and encourage this year. This here is the world's most vigorous grapevine. This is a Niagara grape. Now when I planted it and moved it here, it was about right here, and it was almost to the top of the wire. This side is almost there. This side found the top of the wire and grew and grew and grew and grew all the way to the end of the post and stopped just at the right time. This one grew 10 feet, this grapevine, that is remarkable distance for a grapevine to grow. So that is cool to say the least. I like that. Grew a long ways. So that's my Niagara grape. Hopefully I'll get a couple. I've got a couple canes starting to develop on it. So it'd be nice to get a few grapevines this year, or grapes, excuse me, grapevines. It'd be nice to get a few grapes and muscadines to munch on. Alright, this is my Moore Park apricot tree. It didn't produce last year, and it didn't grow a whole heck of a lot either, but it looks like we got, I don't know if the camera will focus on that, but we got some fruiting buds, which is something we didn't really see last year, because we didn't get near enough chill hours last year. We're supposed to have, where I live, we're supposed to have, I think I've mentioned this in one of my videos, we're supposed to have 700 to 800 chill hours annually. Right now we're sitting at about 600 and something, so we're just about there. Last year we only accumulated about 400, so anyways, it's looking really nice. Really nice. I pruned it back just a little bit, as you can see. So, I would love to eat a couple apricots from this tree, and I would love it to grow a lot. I have eaten an apricot off this tree, and it was delicious a couple years ago. So, that's that. This is my Alberta peach. In the last video it was in a pot over there, but as you see now it's in the ground. It's got some good looking fruiting buds on it too though. Notice I pruned it. I got that nice open center on it. So as do all my peaches. But it's about, it was a little taller than this, but I pruned it back off, so that's good. This is my Loring peach. Did well, produced a couple peaches last year. That's all I let it produce, and this year that's all I'm going to let it produce because I want to let it continue to grow. Last video you may have noticed it got attacked down here by squirrels and rabbits or something. I put this little cage around it to kind of protect it, and it's actually working well. For whatever reason, the squirrels in my yard like to eat at the bottom of my trees and tear them up with their claws. So anywho, the caliper's starting to grow and get pretty thick too, so I'm still having to stake it because it's still kind of wanting to lean off to this way a little bit. So hopefully this will fix that. It's a nicely shaped tree. There's my bird bath, frozen solid. Birds don't want to swim in it this morning. Here's my Fuyu persimmon. It looks pretty much exactly the same as the last time you saw it. Still about 5 foot tall at, well, 4.5, 5. Maybe it'll start growing soon. Hopefully. This is another peach, my white lady. Same thing, I let one peach on it and it was very delicious. So, this one was actually a little taller than this, but as you can see, I pruned it off about the height with the fence. So, I hope good things out of that too. Okay, those are a few frozen peppers. Let's see, this is my grow box. I've got the soil out of it because I'm going to move this raised bed right here in a few weeks. As soon as the ground thaws, it's been really cold lately. Alright, here's my little rooting station. I'm trying to root some apricot cuttings, pluot cuttings, guava cuttings, and some mulberry cuttings. I'm going to see if they'll root over winter out here. That would be great if they do. Alright, here's my apricots. These two are apricots I got from the store that I saved the pit and sprouted from. This one is a seedling from a tropical gold apricot. So I sprouted the seedlings, they grew a little bit. They really shouldn't be out here because it's about 9 degrees Fahrenheit right now, but I think they'll probably be okay. I hope they'll be okay. I am tempted to move them inside because I don't want the root ball to expand too much. Same for these two trees. This right here is a plum cot from Willis Orchard. I can't wait to see what it does because it's supposedly a 50-50 plum apricot cross and it does well in the south. So I can't wait to see. But all of these pots should theoretically be inside because the swelling of the root ball, you don't want it to break the roots. Alright, this is my Lapins cherry. It tried to make a cherry or two last year, but it didn't succeed. However, I have high hopes for it this year. It's got several spurs on it. There's one. Let's see. There's one. There's one. There's one. There's one. There's one cherry is all I asked for. One cherry. But it's doing well. Okay. Alright, this is my plum tree. My Methley plum. I remember in my last video I said getting this thing to the height of the fence was my goal, and actually I got it above the height of the fence, believe it or not. It was actually about right there, but I pruned it all back off at about 5.5 foot. So this thing's got a really nice structure to start out with next year. Really nice open center and a few spurs. If fruit tries to develop on it, I'll let one ride. I would like to taste one. Alright, this is green gage plum. Same thing. Didn't hardly grow at all, but I would love to at least eat one plum. It has lots of spurs, and I'm only going to let one plum ride on it. So that would be nice. Alright, here's my Fuji apple. No apples so far. I've had it for 2 years and no apples. So this is year number 3. It's got a few little spurs on it, but the biggest problem is it needs a pollinator, and it has not synced with my pollinator for it, my Gala apple, yet. This is Gala, which has bloomed every year now, but still no apples. It's looking good though. It's about 7 foot tall. It had one of the main long trunks, which was right here. I had to cut that out a few months ago because it kept on oozing sap, and it basically it had really bad canker, so I had to just snip it off right there. But I got these branches to help compensate for it. And I was also trying to train this branch. I had this branch tied off to the main trunk because it kept trying to just fall down over here, but it's finally hard and it's got nice structure to it. It's got nice stability, so that's good. And you'll notice I have cages around all of my fruit trees because I think the squirrels like to tear at all of them for some reason. Alright, this is my pomegranate, my wonderful pomegranate, which again is looking really nice. It was a little bit taller than this, but I pruned it off at about 5.5 feet. You can see my, you can't see that, sorry, fruit buds for next, not fruit buds, but growth buds. I was a little concerned about this tree because pomegranates, you know, when it starts getting in the teens and really cold at night, below the teens, that's about the limit of what a pomegranate can take. It seems to be doing okay though, so far, I hope. Okay, let me show you my mayhaw tree, and then I'll show you a couple new additions. So this is my mayhaw, and it didn't grow tall, but it grew out. You can see a lot of these. See, you notice it has a lot more of these short branches than it did last time, which I like. Those are spurs. That is what's going to give you your fruit. I got really nice looking fruit buds there. Really nice looking fruit buds everywhere. I'm excited for this thing. I would like at least one mayhaw berry off of it. That would make me happy. See? All those short little branches. Those are spurs. Mayhaws make spurs a little different than other fruit trees do. So, it's about 7 foot tall and I'm excited. I just hope that tree doesn't drop any of its branches on it. Would not be a good thing. Alright, let's go out in the alley and I'll show you a couple new additions. These were all gifts, so somebody said take them, so I did. This side of the alley is mine, that side is not mine. Okay, this is my Nanking cherry. This is a bush type cherry. It's not even really a true cherry, but it makes little bitty cherry-like fruits, and they taste pretty similar to a cherry. They're good. This right here and this right here are gumi trees. None of them have, neither one of them are variety. They're both seedlings, but they were free. If you don't know what a gumi is, stay tuned to the spring update and you'll find out. But they're little sweet tart-like fruits that hang down from the tree. Very nice fruits. They taste like sweet tarts. Here's the other one. So, anyways, that one's about 4 foot. That one's about 1.5 foot. So I have very high hopes for these two. I'll do a spring update video, and I hope everything in my yard blooms really well. There's my compost pile. Now I'll take you around front and show you my cherries, which have done excellent so far. Those low chill cherries I got from Willis Orchard have done very well. Oh, my blueberries. First off, my blueberries, sorry. Which they did pretty well too. My nephews came out here and ate all of them one day, just as they were ripening. Alright, that's the Austin. It's about 1.5 foot tall, very branchy. This is Tiff Blue. This is Brightwell. This is Powderwell or something. And this is Climax. And they're all doing really good. All of them grew a fair amount, put out new growth. I just wish they got a little bit more sun in the summertime, but alright. Last but not least, my cherries, and I also have a guava tree. I'll show you if I have enough battery life in my camera, because my battery dies quickly. Oh, come on. Alright, here's my cherries, my low chill cherries. This one here is Tulare. Looks pretty much the same, except it's got some spurs on it now. So I'm praying for cherries next year. This is my Coral Champagne. It's got this one long branch that grew on it. And a few spurs too. This one's doing really good. I got cages around all these too. This one here is Brooks. Last time you saw it, it was about this high. Check that out, guys. This tree is 8 foot tall now. I'm tempted to cut it back, but then again, I want to let it grow. It's looking really nice. The caliper's really thickening up. It's doing awesome. This is Montmorency, which may actually, if the weather continues the way it's doing, get enough chill hours this year. So, I'm hoping and praying for it. It's got fruiting buds on it. so maybe it will. It's got a really nice structure to it too. This is North Star, got fruiting buds on it too. Its chill requirements are almost met. All of these have been met so far. So, yeah, this is looking great. Looking very good. I'm excited for it, even if it just blooms. And this is Coral Champagne, another Coral Champagne. Again, looking good. Got a couple spurs on it. This thing I hope is going to do awesome. The caliper on this one really thickened up too. So, what is that? That looks like... Okay, I thought I had something like disease or something on it, but I don't. Okay. Just looking good. All my cherries. I'll show you the very last tree I have, which is my pineapple guava. I was a little concerned because it's a little cold for a guava. It's only hardy to the mid-teens, but we're getting down and it's in the singles now. So, let's just see. Here's my guava. Yeah, you can see how burnt looking the leaves are. They're supposed to be pretty green. Yeah, I should have protected this tree, but I'm hoping and praying it'll be okay. Still got some icicles hanging off of it. Alright, those are all my fruit trees in my backyard orchard. I hope everybody has a really good day and happy gardening.